welcome to another episode of Remember the Great Sports. This video is a little unique. I don't know where to really place this on my playlist, so this is going to be one of those single videos that just is kind of out there. But this, many of the comments that I've received on my channel are like, man, I wish I could find stuff like that. You got, when you go to your antique malls and your card shows, card shops, whatever, you just really get down there, down and dirty, and you find the great deals, the cool oddball items, and stuff like that. Well, I'm going to share this with you saying, here's your opportunity to get one of the most oddball, unique items from some of the greatest players of the 1960s that are represented in this set. And to keep you out of suspense, I'm going to show them to you right now. These are 1964 Auravision 33 1/3 RPM records. And this is Pete Ward, that is Jim Gentile, and that is Al Kaline. Now if you notice, the Pete Ward and the Jim Gentile actually have autographs on them. We're just going to lay that down so you can see all of them while I talk. Well, you notice the Al Kaline on the front doesn't have an autograph. Well, surprise, surprise, you flip it over and there's the Al Kaline autograph. So both of these are signed identically on the back, but this is the back of the record. And what you would do is you would put this, on your player. These were released by Columbia Records, and you'd be able to hear an interview of the player. So they would talk to Al Kaline, they would talk to Jim Gentile or Pete Ward. Now, I'm just going to kind of briefly gloss over what these are, but I'm also going to get to the point of what you want to know and say, how can I get these? Okay, first I'm going to start out with, in 1962, Columbia Records released a test issue of 8 records. And I don't know much about those test issue records, but these are not the test issues. These are the 1964 version, okay? The 1964 version was the more common version. The version that you see, if you do find these, that's the version you typically see nowadays. You don't see the 62 version. Well, in total, the biggest clue to know if you have a 64 versus a 62 is the 64s have 16 cards in the set, where the other set only had 8. So if you find 16 out of this set, that tells you. And also, number 2, the best way to know this is if you look on the back, you see the 1963 season on the back. That tells you that it's the 64 version and not the 62 version. Even though in the corner it says 1962. Okay? So 1962, I think, is just the copyright that they got the permission to do it. Then they had the test issue. Then they reprinted the 64 OR version, a product of Columbia Records. If you can see that in the bottom corner there. So who's in the set? In no particular order, I'm going to do screenshots really quick here of each card. And these are not my cards. These are cards that I pulled off the internet. Bob Allison of the Twins, Ernie Banks of the Cubs, Ken Boyer of the Cardinals, Rocky Colavito of the A's, which is surprising because he was known as a Red most of his career, Don Drysdale of the Dodgers, Whitey Ford of the Yankees, Jim Gentile of the A's, Al Kaline of the Tigers, Sandy Koufax of the Dodgers, Mickey Mantle of the Yankees, Roger Maris of the Yankees, Willie Mays of the Giants, Bill Mazeroski of the Pirates, Frank Robinson of the Reds, Warren Spahn of the Braves, and Pete Ward of the White Sox. By my count, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of the 16 are Hall of Famers. The other 6 are, great players, just not Hall of Fame, like Roger Maris and Rocky Colavito, Ken Boyer. Then you have Jim Gentile and Pete Ward and Bobby Allison, which are kind of, they're not superstars. They just had a couple good seasons. So I'm going to get down to the details of how you can add these to your collection, okay? I'm very good friends with an individual that was approached by a family that has a overstock of these. I don't know the details of the history of how they came to get them. Maybe they owned a record store or a hardware store or something. There is probably some details out there that maybe my friend knows more about than I do. But he can give you more of a background better than I, because he knows these individuals where I don't. I am not trying to sell these to you. I want you to understand that, okay? I am simply the middleman trying to connect you, the collector, with the family that has all of these, okay? They have asked my friend Ron Estes, who promotes baseball card shows throughout the Midwest, Indiana, Kentucky, Illinois, Missouri, all over the place. They have asked him as a favor to try to sell these to help their senior citizen father that has these in his collection to pay his bills or whatever. So I am simply just connecting you with Ron Estes. Whatever deals that you and Ron Estes work out on your own is on you. So please don't, contact me, saying where should I send the money or anything like that, because I really don't know. Okay, so let me get down to the nuts and bolts of this. Ron is offering directly from the family that has these a couple of ways to get these. One, you can buy the complete set. Those 16 cards that I just showed you, you can purchase in full, in their entirety, 100% near mint, like the day they came off the shelf in 1964. Now, as an added bonus, I know some people may or may not like this, but your set, if you buy the entire set, your Jim Gentile, your Pete Ward, and your Al Kaline will all be autographed. So you buy the set, you get all of those autographs, okay, included in your set. The superstars like Mantle, Mays, Robinson, those are not autographed. They're simply just going to be the record, or the 33, the RPM, we'll call them for short. So if you buy the entire set from Ron, you get those 3 autographs that are shown, okay? Now, the cool thing about it is, this is the nostalgia. This is why this is so cool to have. Not only are you going to get the complete set with the 3 autographs, I sound like a salesman here, I know, but included with that set is a digitized CD, I know, CDs, I'm dating myself here, of all of the records. Meaning somebody took the time to put these on their record player and record the audio files of each of the interviews of these players, and that will also be included with your set. So you will not only get just the set, you will get 3 autographs, and you will also get the audio CD, so you never have to put these on your record player ever, if you want. And then you can definitely go out there and listen to these, just pop them in your CD player or put them in your computer, and you could probably run them as MP3s, whatever you want to do. So that's the cool thing about this. If you buy the complete set, you get that audio CD as well, okay? Now, that's one way that you can get these. Another way that you can get these is, Ron has specifically said if you have an individual player that you would like out of the 16 that I showed you, obviously I don't think there's going to be a high demand for Pete Ward, but if you say you just want the Yankees, you want the Maris, you want the Ford, you want the Mantle, you can work out a deal just to get them. If you just want the Willie Mays, you can work out a deal to get the Willie Mays. If you just want the Dodgers, you just want the Sandy Koufax, but you don't want the Drysdale, whatever. You want the Frank Robinson because you're a huge Reds fan. Ron said that he's perfectly okay with selling you the individual cards if that's the route you'd like to go. The best bang for your buck, he has told me, and again, I don't know what price he's asking, so please don't, ask me, pricing questions. The best bang for your buck, though, is if you buy the entire set, okay? And I know many people aren't going to want Pete Ward or Jim Gentile or Bobby Allison, But if you're a huge Chicago White Sox fan, there you go. Or if you love the Kansas City A's, you know, you're going to get 2 Kansas City A's, 1 autographed. So, I mean, there's just so much potential for us collectors, and that's why I'm sharing this with you guys. I don't want, you know, whatever you do with these is up to you. If you want to send them in to Beckett and get them graded, fine, whatever. But what I'm doing is, as Remember the Great Sports, you know, there's so many people that subscribe to my channel. Even if you don't subscribe to my channel, please do. You know, I want to bring you this deal because I want to get these in your hands. People that will put this up in their collection. You know, if they want to resell them, that's their business. But this is something, you know, that if you had that Mickey Mantle, you know, some of the Yankees, you know, YouTubers out there that collect just Yankees, how could you not want that Mickey Mantle in your collection? I mean, that is just one of the awesomest pieces from when Mickey was at the top of his game, 1964. I mean, that is the Cardinals and, you know, the Yankees played in that World Series that year. Yeah, Ken Boyer who's in this set. I mean, that is just such an opportunity for you to get these in your collection. You know, I know there's some Detroit Tiger fans out there that I'm friends with on YouTube that all they collect is Detroit Tigers. You've got the greatest Detroit Tiger right there. You know, we could argue Miguel Cabrera, but Miguel Cabrera wasn't a Tiger his whole career. But you have the greatest Detroit Tiger right there. If you just want the Alkay line, you get it. And not only that, it's autographed. I mean, how can you go wrong? Now, there's so those are your couple options on how you can purchase these. You can buy them as a set. You can buy them individually. You know, you're going to have to work those details out with Ron Estes. You know, Coach Ron Estes, Sports Cards. Now, delivery. Okay. Again, I don't know anything about payment, how he wants to work that out. All right. I'm simply being the middleman between you and Ron Estes, who is the direct person that is dealing these for the family. Now, if you want to get these, I'm going to post a picture right now of all the card shows in 2019 that Ron Estes is promoting. There's some in Indiana, there's some in Kentucky, there's some in Missouri. They're all over the place. So if you go to one of these card shows, Ron will have these in hand. So that'll save you a little bit of money there on shipping, okay? Also, you might just wind up buying some other stuff. Now, the second thing that you can do is he can ship them to you. You know, he can sell them to you, you know, immediately. You know, send them to the mail. You guys work out the details with payment. Again, I don't know how he wants to do that. I simply just want to share these with you guys. I hope you decide to buy them. I love them. I love these. I mean, I wish I could have all the ones that Ron had. I wish I could have that complete set. I just don't have I don't have the funds to purchase, you know, one of those sets for myself. I did have the funds to purchase this though. And Ron gave me a heck of a deal, and after he gave me the deal on these, I said, Ron, I'm going to do you justice, and I'm going to go on YouTube, and I'm going to try to sell more of these for you, because this is what I've talked about in one of my videos in the past. You get to the point in your collecting that you only can have it for so long. This individual is looking to sell these cards, or these records, whatever you want to call them, because you can't take it with you. He would rather have the financial resources coming in instead of just having these go to waste, you know, after he passes away and the family stuck with him who don't have any interest in them. So please, if you have a favorite team of those 16 guys that I just showed, or you just love retro collecting, this money is going to a good cause. This money is going to a family that just has an overabundance of these. And again, I don't want to act like these are super common or anything. I mean, you're going to see these, you know, here and there. I mean, they're not the super duper rarest things that you've ever seen, but there is a limited number of these. I don't know how many Ron has sold already, and I don't know the details of how many are available. I just know that I have these 4 in my collection now, but you, as somebody that watches Remember the Great Sports, has the opportunity to have the whole set in your possession. Now, another, I guess a third option is, I'm sure he would be able to work with you on this, on the details, but he also will sell you a set in addition, if you want an extra Mickey Mantle or a, whatever. There's some things, I know he told me that there's a couple that have some flaws in them, like a corner might be dinged on one, or there might be a small tear or something in the record or whatever, and he will let those go for a little bit less than he would for, like for example, if you don't care if your Mickey Mantle has a big ding in the corner, you can get that one cheaper than you would for a mint Mickey Mantle. So I hope you guys jump on this opportunity. I think it's a great opportunity to get some vintage era stuff in your hands. And the last thing I want to mention, Ron has agreed, and again, I don't know the details of price, so don't get upset with me, if you guys can't negotiate a price. But if you mention my channel, Remember the Great Sports, he will give you a discount. I don't know how much of a discount that'll be. I can't put words in his mouth. But I said, Ron, if I go out on YouTube and I tell people to buy from you, I want them to know that it came from me. So you will also know how many people have contacted you through my YouTube channel. So make sure if you contact Ron that you mention my channel, you saw this on YouTube, Remember the Great Sports, and he will know to apply an appropriate discount to your order. To wrap this up, here's how you can get the ball rolling. I'll just put it on the screen right now, whatever. Contact me at this email address. It's also going to be down in the description. If you contact me, I will then forward that email to Coach Ron Estes, and then he will follow up with you to make the deal happen. So in other words, don't email me saying, hey, I want 4 Mickey Mantles, 5 Willie Mays, and 6, Whitey Fords. I'm not working on those details. Ron is. All you have to do with me is say, hey, Remember the Great Sports, I'm interested in buying some of those Auravisions. Can you pass my information on to Ron Estes? That's all you got to say in the email. I will forward the email to Ron, then he will be in contact with you. Whether you want to provide him your phone number, your email address, just include that in the email that you send me, and he will know how to contact you. Don't give me your personal addresses. You work that out with Ron. Also, if he has a card show coming up, check that out on the schedule. You can probably just come pick him up in person. I know there's some viewers in Kentucky and Indiana that I'm friends with, so it might be better off just to go to that card show. But just bring some money with you, because I guarantee if you go to Ron's table, you're not just going to buy these. You're going to find something else you need, because Ron specializes in vintage. So I took a few pictures. I posted throughout the video some still shots. They're not the best quality. I took them on my phone. But if you guys have further inquiries about these, please feel free to contact me. But I don't know. I know as much as you know at this point. So your best inquiry is just Google them. They're 1964 Auravision, records, and you'll be able to do your own research, just as easy as I did, to present this to you. So I know this is a 20-minute rant, but I am so excited to be able to offer these to you guys that I really hope that you do. And if you do wind up buying these, definitely comment below in this video and say, hey, Remember the Great Sports, I picked these up and I shot a video, and I am so happy that you found these for us. So thank you guys. Thank you for being great YouTubers. If you're not a subscriber, definitely consider subscribing. This is the best way for me to be able to make you aware of deals like this that I come across. Very rarely do I find somebody that says, hey, I have I don't want to say a mass quantity, but I have a quantity of this item. If you can put the word out to other collectors, it will be great. I'm doing this as a favor to a good friend. Again, I'm making no monetary value out of this. I don't want to be involved in that. The purpose of my channel is to remember the greats, and that is to make sure that you guys have the opportunity to have these awesome items in your collection as well. So thank you. Thank you for everybody that has subscribed to me, and I appreciate it, and thank you very much for everything else. I look forward to your comments below.